Mindset 101. Happy Sunday, everyone. And thank you for each and everyone that tuned in for this feature every Sunday. Thank you for wanting to have a different mindset about things. Thank you for wanting to see things from a positive perspective. And I do encourage you on your individual journeys of, mindset shifts. So today we're going to talk about something that I think is very prevalent in Jamaica. It's a word that's thrown around a lot, and it's jealousy. So it is very common here for people to say, you're jealous of them or you're bad-minded. It's a thing, right? So first, I like to start out with the scripture and what the scripture says. So the scripture for today is actually James 3 verses 14 to 16, and it says, "But if you are bitterly jealous and there is selfish ambition in your heart, don't cover up the truth with boasting and lying. For jealousy and selfishness are not God's kind of wisdom. Such things are earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. For wherever there is jealousy and selfish ambition, there you will find disorder and evil of every kind." Evil of every kind, not some kind, every kind, right? So I always say to people, because sometimes you might find yourself in a situation. I found myself in situations where, somebody might say, I might have a issue with somebody, and they might say, oh, probably just jealous of the person, jealous of you. And my first thought process is, jealous of what? What do I have for somebody to be jealous of? Because I always look at myself to say, whatever it is that I have, anybody can attain what I have. If it is material things, anybody can attain what I have. I mean, we're no longer in the times where if you see somebody with a car, it was a big deal because not everybody had a car, right? So if it was even a lot that you had, it was a big deal. You were on a different spectrum because, you were in the minority and not the majority. But now, everybody has a car, right? Things and time has changed. So I always look and say, what is there for people to be jealous of? Because in my mind, anything that I've worked at acquiring, other people can do the same thing too. But sometimes it's not the material things that you have that brings out this feeling of jealousy in people. Sometimes it's just who you are as a person. Sometimes it's a piece that you have that they don't. Sometimes it's a circle of friends that you have that they don't. Sometimes it's the support that you have that they don't. And at other times, it's the happiness that you have that they don't. So we usually think about it and think about material things, but sometimes it's not the material things. It's just, those qualities that you have that they don't possess. Now, if it is that we are children of God and we're walking after the Spirit, then in terms of material things or whatever is happening in somebody else's life, then you would not be expected as a child of God to see anybody with anything and be jealous of them, because you would understand that your blessing is different from theirs, and whatever God has ordained for you, it can't be for anybody else. So whatever they're enjoying, that's their blessing, that's their portion that God has given them. So, you celebrate with them and you be happy for them. So as children of God, we shouldn't be in the place or the space where we think that people are jealous of us about anything at all, because as the scripture says, the thought of jealousy and all of that is not spiritual. It's earthly, demonic, it's everything that is bad. So as children of God, then we should not be caught in that circle where, we're jealous of anybody for anything that they have or anything, anything like that. The other thing that we also need to take into consideration, and I think people don't, is the fact that if you're going to be jealous of me at this point in my life, then you're saying to me that you're willing to go through everything that I have gone through in my life to get to this place. Because you can't just be jealous of the present, You have to think about everything that has happened in that person's life for them to get to where they are now. And think to yourself, would I want to have those experiences? Would I want to go through those things? So sometimes when you're going to say somebody is jealous of you, especially if it is somebody that you have known all your life or known for, a period of time, think about the fact that, are they really jealous of me? Because remember, they knew me in my hungry days. They knew me when I never lived anywhere. They knew me when I couldn't pay my bills. So why now that my situation has changed? Why are they jealous of me now? Or why would they be jealous of me now? Sometimes it's not that the person is jealous of you. It's their mindset. Because you are coming from a place of lack. So you feel as though now that you are in a place of quote unquote plenty, that it's automatic for people to want what you have. And that's not necessarily so, because especially people who knew where you were coming from, those people would genuinely be happy for you, because they know, it wasn't all the time that you were at this place that you're now at, right? And if it is that you feel as though somebody is jealous of you, then, jealous of what exactly? And I say this to anybody, if it is that you're at that space where you find yourself being jealous of anything that anybody has, or thinking to yourself, why I don't have this, always remember that you don't know what that person had to go through to get to the place that they are at now. You don't know what they had to endure to get to where they're at now. So ask yourself, would I be willing to endure what they did? Would I be willing to go through the things that they did to get to where they are now? And if you're not willing, then you just stay and wait your turn. Stay and wait for God to open the doors that He's opening for you, and while you see people moving on and progressing, be happy for them, cheer for them. There's no place for jealousy. There's no need for jealousy either, because like I said, what is ordained for me, and my life is not necessarily going to be ordained for you. So if it is that God said, this is the time for me to get this, it might not be the time for you to get it. So you just have to wait a turn and just be content. Don't be anxious while you're waiting your turn. Be content and wait on God to do what only He can do. The other thing is, sometimes we delay our own blessings, because if God said that we're not ready for certain things, He's not going to give it to us. So you have to be, you have to ensure that, you are preparing yourself for what you're expecting. You have to ensure that you're in the right space so that God can trust you to give you what it is that He wants. So the next time you feel as though you're going to ask, why Stacey have this and I don't have it, think about the fact that, what did Stacey go through? Would you want Stacey's life? Would you want Stacey's sufferings? Would you want Stacey's pain? Because if it is that you want what I have now, then you would have had to be on my journey. You'd have to experience everything that I went through on my journey to get to where I'm at now. All right? So just be content where you are. Continue trusting God, and just understand that at the right time, He will make it happen for you, and only Him can do that. All right? So have a blessed week and continue working on those mindsets, and just ensure that you try to view things from the positive. All right? Stay blessed.